Hello and welcome to Media Countdowns. I am your host Adam Mully, and today we'll be counting down the top 10 ways that media technologies were used in the construction, research, planning and evaluation stages on my blog. Be sure you checked out last week's countdown of the top 10 reasons George R.R. Martin is not a nice man. Now let's get right in with number 10. Widgetic was a nice technology that was used in the research stage. The online site provided a new interactive way to display information, so I used it to represent my audience profile. It overlaid two images on top of each other and allows you to interact and see visually information in a new way. It improved the presentation of my research as it provided a new dimension of being interactive, which is much more interesting, and it helped me personally engage with the information and understand it better, and show me the importance of a variety of research presentation methods. Now let's move on to number 9. Good old Movely is at number 9. Movely is an online in-browser video creator which was used in the evaluation stage. The technology helped me present my evaluation in a much more visual and entertaining way while still allowing for reasonable detail. Movely helped give my evaluation more of a creative and interesting flair, and the media-rich environment of the software really helped illustrate some of the points I was making in the text, and also meant that my evaluation could be more analytical and reflective rather than plain old boring descriptive. Movely also helped me develop my video creating skills by introducing me to new resources such as new clip arts, but also new transitions and animations that I'd never even thought about previously, such as the hand transitions. Now number 8 was a tricky one to place. InDesign is the professional application that was used to construct my movie review. The technology enabled me to produce a movie review to the standard that a professional review would be at, but also at a standard well beyond what is expected because of the plethora of features and the ease of use. InDesign gave me the flexibility to respond to the first draft feedback, which enabled me to produce a product my audience would have expected and wanted. I also developed new skills such as designing using the grid system, which is the industry standard, and learned how this specific software synergizes with other Adobe products. Now, moving on to number 7. Mixbook is another online software which helped enrich my evaluation. This technology enabled me to make a digital scrapbook of sorts and let me create a visually rich environment while still having the capability to hold a lot of information. By being static, it also provides a changeover Movely so that my evaluation is answered in a variety of different ways, which overall shows a wider understanding of the task, which creates a more effective evaluation. Also, I myself was able to learn about a variety of methods of presenting. Mixbook specifically helped my organisational skills, as I had to balance the image to writing content and had to ensure the layout was suitable and not too chaotic. Now here's number 6. WhatsApp? What is that doing there? WhatsApp may not seem to be a relevant media technology, but it's called social media for a reason. WhatsApp was vital to the planning stages, as it allowed me and my group to communicate quickly and effectively for free. We were able to share media, and so when we needed to purchase props, we did so collaboratively, even when physically separated. This ultimately results in extremely well planned out film because of the constant communication and awareness for what is happening. I personally benefited from it too by improving my organisational skills, but also my collaborative skills, meaning I'm now a much more versatile and helpful person in a team. We're moving on to the 5th entry in this episode. Green screen usage was vital to the construction of both my movie poster and my main production. It enabled me to produce much more complex images which wouldn't have been able to produce otherwise, which provided an extra level of professionalism to my products. For instance, on the movie poster, I was able to concatenate two separate but prominent images from my film and make something that I wouldn't have been able to produce without a green screen. The better quality products led to them being a bigger success in meeting the audience expectations. Personally, I learned about chroma keying and the process that is used in editing today, so I gained a valuable skill that will be useful for my future. Now full steam ahead to entry number 4. Celtex is going strong at position 4. This online script editor made the planning stage go much more smoothly. Its software helped me format and structure my script, which meant that even with not much prior scriptwriting knowledge, I was able to correctly structure scripts to give my planning the level of authenticity it should have, which helped my production be an extremely professional one, which all contribute to improving the overall quality. I personally benefited from gaining knowledge about the professional media standards that is used in the industry today, such as the script format and structure. Now, number 3 was a difficult one to place. Google Forms was vital in conducting my audience research. This free software enabled me to create a high-quality questionnaire, and then the software produced graphs from the results of that questionnaire. This technology made it extremely easy for me to analyse the results, which enabled me to have an accurate and precise data about my audience's preferences when it came to horror, which means that my products, that have been based off of this research, will be extremely appropriate for the target audience, and thus a success. It also let me distribute the questionnaire very easily, resulting in a wide array of views from the audience. I gained a tremendous amount of quantitative, analytical and evaluative skills from dealing with the large amount of responses I received. Now, it's almost time to reveal the penultimate entry. Adobe After Effects was simply an invaluable tool in creating my main production. It enabled us to create complex imagery by superimposing an image onto a handheld shot, and we did it successfully without it being that obvious. This technology gave us the tool to tailor the narrative to exactly how we wanted it to be, which enabled a higher quality film. Also, by producing a more professional shot, we had no poorly edited shots in our film, which meant that the audience was able to keep immersed and not distracted by editing errors, which in the end definitely increased their satisfaction. And of course, the personal editing skills I learned from After Effects extremely opened up my mind in terms of what I can achieve and helped me realise the limitations that I no longer have for the future. I feel obliged to say a few honourable mentions before we get into the top pick. There was Adobe Photoshop, which helped a lot with creating professional filters. There was the physical DSLR that we used throughout the construction. And finally, Google Drive for providing a source to hold all my research online. Now, the number 1 entry this week is, of course, drumroll please, Blogger! This technology was used in every single stage of the coursework and had such a huge impact. It provided a source to collate and display all of the research and planning that I'd undertaken, and as it is online, I could access it anywhere, as I could work anywhere, which led to me being much more productive. It is also extremely easy to use, meaning that a good standard blog can be produced easily. I also was able to develop my own personal organisational skills, and Blogger made me extremely aware of my privacy because of their vast privacy settings, but also their traffic tracking feature. I was also able to develop my own personal HTML skills, which is hugely transferable, as it is what every single web page in the world is made up of. So there you have it, the top 10 ways that media technologies were used in the construction, research, planning and evaluation stages on my blog. If you agree, leave a comment on my blog, but be sure to stay tuned for next week where we count down the top 10 Sean Bean deaths in film. Thank you very much.